This man over here trying to look at a picture. He's trying
Guys,
to zoom
I
in.
gotta zoom in on that thing. You know how old people they get to every picture they see, they gotta zoom in on it. It could literally be a picture of them. They gotta be like zooming in on it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Gotta check out this new Planets title.
It's basically both the other titles. It's just got like wood backing, which is kind of cool. I like it. You know, I like it. But anyway, that is not what we are here for. We're here for the real news, the real big story going around the internet right now. Our truth is the new U. Oh, that ain't
True.
true.
Oh, Trizzle, baby. Oh, Trizzle, about time that man got to.
He gonna lose it like at a house show tomorrow. But anyway, we're talking about the were rumors and now I guess is confirmed that Dean Ambrose will be leaving the WWE shortly after WrestleMania. I don't know exactly when after WrestleMania, but his contract does expire in April, and he has told WWE that he will not be re-signing. DJ, overall thoughts first on the news?
Um, Lord, internet and memes and stuff, man. But the news is kind of surprising to me. Dean Ambrose doesn't come off as a disgruntled employee to me. He doesn't come off as somebody that just wouldn't be happy with his standing in WWE, so he'd want to leave. Because we've seen, in the past where it was like obviously people who hadn't been booked properly and hadn't had title runs, hadn't had chances at main events, and stuff like that. And that's kind of, or didn't agree with the direction the company was going. So they decided to leave. But to me, Dean Ambrose just doesn't seem like he's in that position. Like, don't get me wrong, he could easily be leaving for other reasons, but obviously Dean Ambrose is a wrestler's wrestler, pretty much. Like this is his thing. This is what he's been doing for so long. What he's worked his butt off to do, pretty much his whole life. So, you know, I mean, he even went through CZW to. I mean, if you do that, like you committed. But like, I don't know. It was a little surprising to me just because, like I said, like Dean Ambrose is not the type of guy who's just like who hasn't been booked properly. I don't think he's had plenty of title runs. Some of them it sucked, but I think some of them sucked because um, it was a little bit of it was just boring. I don't know what it was. It was just kind of boring at the time. I don't know what's really causing him to want to leave per se. I haven't really looked too much into it. I haven't looked too much into it. I just kind of read the titles and read kind of a little bits and pieces. I haven't really looked too much into reasons why, but it just does. It did catch me off guard. I'll say that it definitely caught me off guard.
Uh, yeah, me too. And not not so much that like I'm surprised, like oh my god, he's leaving, or that I'm upset, because I love Dean Ambrose, but like if he leaves and he wants to leave, it's whatever, you know. Um, he's done so much in WWE already, and he hasn't been booked the best out of the three Shield members. I'll admit that. Um, but we don't know exactly the reason why yet. I haven't seen any reasons why or anything like that. He just is not re-signing with WWE. But that brings up the billions of questions and all the rumors, or the predictions that fans will have. What does this mean for Dean Ambrose going on in the future? Will he is he done with wrestling? Is it like CM Punk where he's just done with wrestling? Is he going to go to another promotion? Because I feel like at this point, any promotion would be glad to take him if if he still wants to wrestle and maybe either wants a lighter schedule or wants to be booked better or better
Well,
money.
too, like everybody's pointing AEW, 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 too. I'm sure I'll hear about it tomorrow. He's going. What if he goes to AEW? What if he goes to AEW? So, um, you know, I think there's avenues for him. Obviously, he's a great wrestler. I enjoy him. Um, and I think he's built himself and built his brand enough to where, um, he can go elsewhere. And if he wants to go back to CZW, he can go back to CZW. I don't see him going back to CZW. In my opinion, I think he's a little bit past that, and that's no offense to CZW by any means. But I think he's kind of built himself for a bigger stage. That's the one thing about WWE that I think we oftentimes forget is how, like, given what Dean Ambrose has done over the past, how long has he been in WWE? 5 years, probably, around about 6. Something like that.
Since 2014.
Yeah, so five-ish years. We don't think about it all the time. Like sometimes you want to go to WWE to build your brand, and then you want to kind of build everybody else around you. And I think sometimes we oftentimes forget that because we see the booking eras and we see different things. But we've seen all these wrestlers that people talk about all the time or want to get signed or whatever just because they went to WWE. Don't get me wrong. That's not saying anything bad about how Ring of Honor may book someone or how New Japan may book someone, because obviously WWE wants to sign him in the first place. But I think I think he's done well for himself so far, and I want to see what he does next. But like I said, it still comes off as a surprise that he would leave, because I just felt like he's in a good spot. Like this is probably his peak run, I think, right now that he's doing now with his heel run, to be honest. And maybe he just didn't want it to take that long, but the saying is always, Rome wasn't built overnight. So it's just, I don't know, like I guess I'm still at a bit of a loss for words.
And I think also the biggest thing that I feel like wrestling fans in general don't take in consideration, because they're like, oh, you're famous, so you don't have a personal life, you don't have any privacy. There's a lot that we don't know. We're not backstage, we're not in his head, we're not dealing with what he's dealing with in his personal life, or with the business. We don't know what's going on. There's things that come out that we never know about, and all these fans just want to be like, oh, well, we know everything because dirt sheets and blah blah blah. Dirt sheets don't know everything, and I'd say about 70% of the time they're wrong. I mean, how many years has it been since the dirt sheets have said that CM Punk's going to return in the Royal Rumble? I'm just saying, he ain't coming back. But like I said, we don't know what he's dealing with right now. He may just want to get out of WWE. He may, like I said, may just want lighter schedule. There could be issues with him in management. I don't know. But then, it brings up other questions. Like Renee Young. Obviously they're together. I think they're married now. Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does she stay? Does she go with him? What and where could he end up? He could go back to CZW if he wanted to, and be like the top draw there. He could go to Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor. There's a ton of promotions that he could go to, and be one of the top draws there.
I think he's got to make that transition to Global Force Wrestling. I think he's got to head over to Global Force, and I think he'll be the draw on there. He'll be the draw on there.
But The only thing I wouldn't say, and this is just my opinion, on a lot of these guys, wanting their release from WWE or, thinking about going to AEW. I would wait until AEW actually starts and see how it goes because, like, it's kind of like the original XFL. All these guys wanted to play in the XFL, and they were like, "Oh, it's going to be the best football league ever." Blah blah blah. It lasted one season, and
Well, and
yeah,
two, speaking of Global Force Wrestling, right now AEW is Global Force Wrestling. Like it's the new Global Force Wrestling. It's the new hot thing. It's the new hot topic right now. It's the new thing that everybody's talking about. It's going to be the next big thing. And we had this same discussion about Global Force back when it came through, and I think it's harder than it looks. Like you can have the big names and everything, but it's harder than it looks. And I think like that's something that like you said, I agree with that, and I'm glad you made up you made up that point. You came up with that point, um, you know, because let it get established first. Let's see how it draws. I mean, we've talked about it before. We always say wrestling doesn't draw. We always kind of use that as a thing all the time on the show. At least I do. You don't necessarily say it, but I say it constantly. So like just let's see what happens first. And I agree. Like you said with people saying, "Oh, he's going to AEW." Yeah, not everybody maybe should go to AEW yet. Just let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
let's wait till it actually starts. Opens possibly. Wait till I have an actual show. I don't know, just a thought. Um, at least with Global Force, yeah, it didn't pan out great, but at least they had a promotion and they had shows. Yeah, the TV tapings that they made didn't really go anywhere, but they had something. It was established. Whereas AEW is basically just, an idea right now. It's, yeah, they have the money and all the stuff that they need, but you still got to get it off the ground. You still have to get the promotion going. And I personally wouldn't jump into it as quickly as a lot of these guys are. Already signing contracts with them. And it's nothing against them. It's nothing against Cody Rhodes. Nothing against the Young Bucks or anyone else involved in it. It just, you know, things happen. But I guess if you don't have anything else, we kind of wanted this to be a quick discussion. We can have another discussion later on, probably this week, about basically wrestlers wanting their releases from certain companies and fans freaking out about things that, to be honest, we have no right to freak out about, but we'll get into that later on in the week, hopefully. Any other thoughts before we sign off, DJ?
No, it's just an interesting horizon ahead, and I think we got, like you said, we got some interesting discussions coming up anyway. And I think we want to do more discussions because I think, we're trying to build everything and promote everything. I think based off of our opinions, because I think our opinions differ from a lot of other people's opinions. So that's why we want to try to get some more discussions out. I think that's the goal here.
It's true. It's true. But until then, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Call me on my phone, Emma. Yeah, do that. And we will see y'all on the flippity dippity